as you can see, this event is called Mouth Waters Earth, and I think we'll see how all three interrelate in a second. So the Asian American Writers Workshop, we have a very broad definition of what Asian means, and there's a way where, in a lot of ways, Chienfang's work engages with what we're doing in that it's about creating connections across different cultures, even across different Asian cultures. We've hosted a number of Taiwanese and Taiwanese American writers here, like Hua Su of The New Yorker, Ye Mimi, Ed Lin, as well as myself. And as any of you know who might be second generation or from a family of color, food has a very special role in terms of informing who you are, especially if you might not relate to like a specific nation state, or if you might not have as good language abilities as your grandparents and aunties wish that you did. If you've ever seen a movie like Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, you know the value of food as a place of connecting you to your heritage, in a way of connecting you to the people who came before, like your mother or your grandmother, a way of saying that you belong. But food can also be the opposite of that, and that in a way is what we're here for tonight, and that food can be not just a way you connect with your own family, but the way you connect with someone who seems totally different from you, the way you connect with someone who seems like the other. As many of you may have seen, Anthony Bourdain passed away earlier this year, and I remember seeing a cultural theorist post something on Facebook where he said, whenever you're engaging with race and identity, it's always about pleasure and work. So this other person is not working as hard as you. This other person is having too much enjoyment. You should be having more enjoyment. And the beauty of Anthony Bourdain is he could go across the world, across South Asia, South America, Asia, Lebanon, and he could have joy with the other. So you could see him eating with you and thereby have an access point. So I think that similar kind of vision is within Chienfang Chang's project. She's a Taiwanese blogger, backpacker, and she's the author of 2 prose collections, One Traveler, 16 Tables, and A Foreign Journey Through Dining Tables. And as these titles suggest, they're sort of tours of other places from South Asia, West Asia, all across the world, of meeting with people who might not be the typical person a regular Taiwanese reader might know, and through food, kind of reaching deep to have a truly meaningful emotional experience. And when we think of food connecting to the other, we might think about that of another culture, another country, but as we'll talk about tonight, sometimes that other country is already where you are. So, you know, I am Taiwanese, and I don't think until I was an adult, I really thought about the fact that there are many different indigenous tribes in Taiwan, and before the Han Chinese came over, you know, there's a long tradition of native people there. And Pyna Yang, who will be kind of co-leading this session, is a chef, writer, and traveler from Taiwan. She runs the restaurant Lukasu in Tianzong, and it's a restaurant that also doubles as an art space and engages a lot with indigenous traditions, and that's actually where the title comes from. So I've said a lot of things to you, and now I will end my boring part of the presentation, and we'll have a fun chance to literally get your hands dirty. Just to remind you, please silence your phones, and the restrooms are over here. So let's give a hand.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Okay, first of all, I was born and raised and educated in Taiwan in Chinese, so please bear with me, okay? Ignorant foreigner and my poor English, please. And, okay, hi, New York. Okay, the reason I'm here was that I was rewarded a fellowship in Vermont Studio Center. So I went there, and well, you know, before I thought writers are already strange enough, but I realized actually artists are much stranger. But anyway, I had a really good time there, and I really appreciate this opportunity. And I'm on my way back to Taiwan, so that's why I'm here in New York giving this talk. I know you're here for food, right? So I will be short and brief. You wish. Okay, really. I'll try to make it quick because we will have a DIY session afterward. Before that, let's give applause for Pyna because she brought all the Aiyu from Taiwan only for this event, really. Okay, about my work. This is actually what you just said was old data because I'm now an author of 3 books. And, and this is the 3rd book, came in May. And the title is The Table of Gods. Okay, I said the title and I love it. Okay, and this is my 2nd book, The Journey Through Foreign Tables. So gradually you'll think, okay, I'm a foodie. I write food. I do food writing. Yeah. And this is my 1st book, One Traveler and 16 Table. In that, this is my 1st book, and in that book, there's a story about Guatemala, about the coffee in Guatemala, and about the Mayan culture in Guatemala. So please give applause to Anna. Because we met in Guatemala and and I learned really, wow, so much from Anna. And well, she's now living in New York, so I was thinking, wow, it would be so nice if she could come. Okay, so this is how I work. I am a liar, okay? First of all, if you think you're here and you will be hearing some speech from a foodie or a food writer who knows very well about a good restaurant, sorry, you're wrong. I'm a liar and I'm a liar. Why? Okay, this is how I started writing. It's kind of like 60 years ago, a friend of mine was starting a website. My writing career has a really, really down-to-earth beginning because she said to me that, hey, Fang, can you write me some articles and free ones? No money. Okay, and I said, oh, yeah, why not? So because it's a new website, new agriculture website, so I needed to write something related to food. Our agriculture website is only about food production, food transportation, food preparation, all these things. So my focus would be, if I'm going to write something, then it's supposed to be about food. And what should I write about? Okay, maybe I should write about my past travel experiences in the perspective of food. So that's how I started. So in this 1st book, in my 1st book, I wrote stories, okay, for example, a bit about the Mayan culture in the perspective of coffee and chocolate. Or I wrote about a young Thai girl, how she became a prostitute in Bangkok in the perspective of green papaya salad. And so actually, I found my readership on the website because I realized, hey, you know what? People just love food and the people are interested. And somehow, I don't want just to write something that is superficial, really only about you should eat this, you should eat that. It's more gradually in the process of writing my 3 books in the past 5 years, I realized that I want to connect people and I want to transport people to a different place, to a different world, to a different time. So in my stories, there would be people struggling, people who are driven by some desire or by some difficulties. Yeah. So back in the residency, I got asked a lot about the question, what kind of genre are you working on? And I said, Actually, I never thought about that. I I just write about stories I heard or overheard on dinner tables, in market, traditional market, or maybe in the field or by the ocean in the fish market. The closer the food, the better stories I could have. And in the end, the better stories and the better book I can produce. So basically, I am a writer who are working on fiction based on real stories, real memories, like Anna. And I'm working on nonfiction, but with a lot of imagination. Okay, this is some happy time I spent in Indonesia. Did you see the rice on my forehead? Okay, the rice in Indonesia, in Bali, to be precise, is a way to connect people, and there's and the culture is so rich that they need to be this way because they need all the events to organize people, to rally people, to gather people for the agriculture, to cultivate rice. So it's become the foundation of the society. So in a way, somehow, I was told that I write more or less like an anthropologist or a sociologist, but I am not writing academic essays or papers. I write novels. I write stories. Okay, actually, we don't have much time because we need to have some time for Aiyu DIY. So if you're really interested in my work, hopefully we could have some English version in next year. Hopefully. This is also in Asia. This is in Laos. And this story actually is in my recent book. It's about how the Lao people enjoy their life in a really, really, really slow pace, and they just enjoy it. The Lao people, they don't need some fancy Italian restaurant telling you about slow food. They're slow already. They're definitely slow already, and they have been there for a long time. So, but anyway, let's just go to next slide. I discovered a formula. The formula is travel plus food equals stories. Why? Okay, because we're in New York, let me give you an example. Just happened in New York 3 days ago. After a shock in Central Park, I went to an Italian restaurant because I just needed that comfort at that moment. Want to know what the accident is? Okay, I was in the Central Park to see the concert, and eventually I was kind of forced to climb over the wire fence. Yeah, because the crowd got really panicked. They thought there would be some gunshots. So, wow, people just ran, and I ran with them, and people started to climb the fence, and I started too. Okay, so anyway, that was... Yeah, so I was thinking, oh God, am I in a movie? My God, this is America. So I was running with them. So anyway, after that shock, I kind of like stumbled inside a restaurant, and really good vibe. And that's a small, tiny, charming Italian restaurant, and I just sat there and okay, I need some wine. I need some liquor. Okay, so a really nice elderly couple sitting next to my table started to think, okay, what happened with this young lady? And we started a conversation. Okay, and after I told them what happened, she said, the grandpa said, yeah, you need liquor. Let's have more. So, okay, so the conversation was about liquor. And eventually, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know why. He started to tell me his family story about his pharmacist father got super rich during the prohibition by, well, okay, running a pharmacy and having the legal access of liquor, of alcohol. So he somehow resold the alcohol, the medicinal alcohol, to his clients on the table. So that's how his family made the fortune. And he even said, my grandfather did it with the Kennedys. So I don't know if this is true or not, but in my brain, in my mind, it's kind of like, oh, this is super interesting. Maybe 1 year or 2 years later, there will be one story about, well, New York in the 20s during a prohibition, then a pharmacist selling liquor to his clients, and maybe in the evening they went dancing and being really wild and dancing on the table, and before they enter this kind of ballroom, underground ballroom, they need a password. And they need to tell the doorman who sent them so they could get inside. So, okay, so this is the story I got from New York only 3 days ago. Buy liquor, okay, through some table conversation with locals. So this is how I work. This is how I collect all the material, collect all the interesting data, memories, and maybe for some time, this could grow into a novel. This could grow into a story. And I really enjoy that process. And I think in a way, I am turning into an artist. Yeah, so I'm kind of like the weirdo too. Okay, and what is good art? In the residency, for me, it was really eye-opening experiences. Why? Because the university I went to didn't have art college, didn't have art department. So for me, it was kind of like, okay, these artists, they're kind of like unicorns to me. These artists are those people who could make their own thing and express their feelings, their emotions, and wow. And but what is good art? What is good art? I ask this question in Vermont Studio Center, and eventually we kind of agree that, oh, there was a big debate. And actually, we have really interesting conversation in the studio center. You know, a bunch of artists. We have from breakfast, from lunch or dinner, we have all this sort of interesting conversation going on. And now it's about what is good art. Define a good art. You can say this is good art, this is for you not good art. So we would say eventually I think good art is a way to transport people and to connect people. The world is magnificent and the nature is just wild. But actually we're living in a really tiny and limited routine, right? And somehow what we know we just maybe here, but through art, gradually your scope could expand, and maybe a little bit, and maybe a little bit. So gradually, if your work can transport people, and touch people, and connect people, then you are a good artist. And thinking about that, I think my book could, well, I can proudly to say that I wish my book could have that kind of meaning, could have that kind of ability. And from the letters or the email from my readers, I'm glad that sometimes they told me that, hey, you know what? These stories you wrote about Guatemala, about Turkey, about Spain, are really far away, but because it's about food, it's somehow really close. It's somehow really intimate. because eventually we are talking apes. We are storytelling animals. We are living in stories that we create and finally we believe in. And so this is the human society, this is the human psyche we share universally. So somehow this is something that I want to touch with my hands, with my mind, with my brain, with my soul. So I think this kind of hope, this kind of, if you say ambition, makes me an artist, and I am one. And I can proudly say that I am a good one. Okay, now, my talk is kind of finished, so don't worry. This is a snack time, okay? Pyna would give you some snacks she brought from Taiwan, and it has a really cute name called Guai Guai. Okay, why Guai Guai? Guai means in Chinese. Okay, Guai, Guai. Okay, 2 times. Okay, great. Because in Chinese, the adjective, we would double the two syllables in order to emphasize. Okay, so guai means well behaved. Guai means good. Guai means functioning accordingly. So sometimes we would say, "Oh, good boy, guai guai." Then this is the name of the snacks. And in Taiwan, we have, I would say, a super cute tradition, okay? First, Taiwan is an island of technology, okay? We produce computers, all the electronic goods, your iPhone, semiconductor chips, everything. So that means we have a lot of engineers. That means we have a lot of mechanics. And then they are weirdos, they're nerds, they're dorks, and they tend to have some, I would say, cute habits. They would have this kind of snacks in the computer or near the machine, in the hope of nothing would happen, nothing bad would happen, and it would behave well. The machine would behave well. Okay, so this is a way we use food to communicate with the machine. Yeah, literally, I'm not kidding. This is actually what we do, really. So maybe Pyna can give everyone some snacks so you can pass around. And yeah. It's just some snacks, okay, cornstarch, highly processed, highly industrialized, basically junk food, okay? But I'm kind of like trying to introducing you two extreme from the two spectrum. Yeah, I know, this comes later. Okay, can anyone guess why it's green? Okay, money. And other answers? Growth? Okay, why is green? Why is green color? Organic? It's junk food, I just told you. Leaves? Okay, more. Anyone? Okay, it's the nerds and the geeks and the dorks started. Okay, so for them, computer is everything. Yeah. Okay, give her some prize, really. Okay, so this is where we put guai guai. Besides, we eat guai guai, yeah, but we put them beside some machines in the hope that they would be guai guai. Okay. Okay, for example, on the computer too, or I don't know, it's another computer, and printer and everything. Even in the stock exchange room, they kind of do it. Okay, and this is ATM. Okay, this is an ATM. So we put that kind of snacks in machines, okay? Because sometimes machine just would have some problem and you don't want it. You want it to be good, right? When it's green light on a machine, that means everything is running well. So it's well behaved. Okay, interesting, right? Super interesting, right? I know it's silly, I know, but it's cute. And okay, this one. You know what? You can buy this on auction because it's some kind of special guai guai because anybody knows why? Yeah, this company, this TSMC, this company is a big company, is Taiwan Semiconductor. Okay, Taiwan Semiconductor, and because there something happened in their manufacturer center, so they kind of customized the guai guai for their employees to have and maybe to put beside their machines too. Okay, so even this kind of major company would do that, and the Taiwan Semiconductor is the main supplier to Apple. Okay. The microchips, the semiconductor, the heart of your smartphone that you're holding on your hand now, we make it. Okay, we made it. Okay, so what you're eating now has been contributing a lot to Apple company. I'm not telling a joke, although it's super funny, but actually it's true. Okay, I want to mention this computer. Okay, this is a super computer in Hsinchu Scientific Park. This year we built it. In May. Okay, and its name is Taiwania. Did you see? Taiwania. And why? Taiwania. This is supposed to be the heart of the economy based on high technology industry. Okay, so this kind of supercomputer needed a name, so they chose a name. And what would be the name? The name is Taiwania. And what is it? It's this kind of tree. Taiwania is in Chinese called Taiwan Shan, and Taiwania is a species really rare and named after our island, our country, our nation. So that's why when they were choosing a name for the supercomputer, they chose this, and I believe they would also put guai guai beside this supercomputer. Really, I'm really confirmed. I'm really sure that they would put guai guai too. So why this Taiwania big tree? Because gradually I'm getting there. Be patient. Aiyu is waiting. Okay. Aiyu is a vine. Okay, is a vine plant. So it grows on the big tree. It climbs on the big trees. And in the mountains area in central Taiwan, we have really gorgeous mountains. Okay, so in this kind of tree, we have the aiyu fruits, and the Aboriginal people, they would go into the mountain range for days to climb on these big trees in order to collect the aiyu that you're going to have later. And this is a really precious plant. It's a living fossil that has been on the island for thousand years. So would you like to see more? Yes? Okay. So we can have the video. That could be thousand years old and extremely tall. This is a program made by Taiwanese public television. You just think it's like the BBC in UK. And this show is, I would say, a really respectful one because a lot of effort, a lot of sweat, a lot of soul was put in this show. Oh, and the program's name is Our Island.
在中央山脉南端的深处，有一片千年的森林，那里是鲁凯族人的传统领域。
And this is a traditional territory of Lukai tribe.
它们巨大，高耸入天，仿佛可以跟月亮打招呼。
In Lukai language, this tree is called the tree that hit the moon.
Kamu ni ketua senai sila kuda senian yang anu yang kita berdang kuda wadur kita marin nian kuda angat. Dai belengku tukun, tu belengan lak.
And there are many Aiyu on this tree.
So.
And the tree is called Taiwania.
Wadur kita marin angat.
The tree that hit the moon. Okay, Aiyu is about this size, about the lemon size, the size of the lemon.
“这一棵最老的台湾山爷爷已经3000岁了，等于走过人类的30个世纪。目前学术界对于台湾山的研究仍相当不足，只知道台湾山最高有长到90公尺，是台湾最高的树种。为什么它会长这么高？什么样的动植物会和台湾山一起生活？又为什么在这个中央山脉深处会形成如此密集的千年巨木森林？研究人员努力想要收集更多相关基础资料，想要了解台湾山。
对，从下方看到那一棵树，这一棵前方的那个台湾山嘛，背到这里已经很喘了嘛。对，我背上去，它还是比我高啊。你有看到吗？有没有？有。我们还在它的腰部以下呢，有没有？就可以感受到我那种小时候的感觉。哇，这棵树怎么还是比我高？走了几分钟，它还是比我高。
评价我多。
站在针叶树帝王的脚下，看不到它的树冠层，显得自己是如此的渺小。鲁凯族人才会称它为撞到月亮的树。
这一块区域呢，我们称它叫马拉老鼠。马拉老鼠这个区域是我们鲁凯族的传统领域，也是我们采艾叶的地方哦。那通常我们在这里哦采艾叶的时候老人家常告诉我说：“哎，你年纪最小，等一下让你去爬一个撞到月亮的树。”
This is the traditional territory of Lukai tribe, and this is where they collect the
拉着艾
Aiyu
玉子的
fruit.
藤蔓，赖梦传要去摘
Did you see
撞
the
到月
vine?
亮的艾玉
This is
子。
the vine of the
攀上
Aiyu
树的
plants.
每一步都是满满的回忆。
因为我们的台湾山又高又长哦，所以通常寄居在台湾山的艾叶树后，产量一定比较大，然后它一定比较高大，所以很难爬。我们通常会带便当上去。
And usually
早
they
上
will
8
bring
点爬的
some
话，
lunch
下来的话应
with
该差
them
不多
because
要
when
2点。
they climb it, it's
像我
hours.
身手比较矫健一点的哦，我一定会到上面，因为照得到太阳。你在底下照不到啊。然后
So
而且
actually
上面的
collecting
人
Aiyu
采艾叶
is
一丢，
a
下面的
risky
人就
job,
会
a
打到啊。
risky job.
刚开始爬这么高的树，当然会怕啊。下一次你就会说我要爬，就是有一种挑战性，因为你会觉得说，哎，让老人家爬这么累的树会心疼的。 那就说这种树由我们年轻人来爬就好了。
长辈的传承与学习，让赖梦传懂得和大自然共处。除了树上的果实之外，枯枝上的许多菇菌，也是一道道的新鲜野味。
哟，白木耳哦。年代的爬爱玉的方法。
赖梦传迅速熟练地攀爬上树干，好像是在平地上行走。由于爱玉子树藤总喜爱攀附在高大的乔木上，所以在采收爱玉子的时候，必须胆识过人，还要身手矫健。
站在最顶的地方往我们的营站的地方，应该有差不多40几公尺，还不会说太高。如果说它聚集在台湾山的时候，那高度会显得更壮观。往下看的时候会叫一下。
20几年来，他已经爬上这棵树前后采过4次的爱玉子。回想起以前，光是这棵树的爱玉子，一次就可以采收超过20公斤，赚到2万元的收入。爱玉子养活了许多嘉木部落的居民。
And the livelihood of the tribe people was supported by Aiyu collection.
采爱玉是很辛苦的工作。
And it's a tough job.
又要开始爬
Because
爱玉，
you have to get up really early.
采完回来就开始要削爱
And then
玉
you have to
削完
process
以
it
后，它
when
还
you
有
come back.
还要经过日晒。为了快速一点，大部分老人家会经过火烤。
And you have to dry them either by fire or by sunlight.
那这个切口一定要朝上，那个热度才不会聚气，那个酵素才不会死掉。我们现在烤爱玉的这个方式是最原始的方法。爱玉有分成薄的，还有厚的皮。那如果我们在薄的皮烤的时候，要注意到它大约烤差不多1个小时半，就看它的火候有多大，火也不能太大。厚一点的要2个小时半，那也不能千万不能睡着。那火太大呢，
And
容
when
易把
you
里
do
面的
that,
酵
never
素
fall
杀光
asleep.
那这样的话就变成洗不出爱玉冻了。
每一次上山采爱玉要多久才能够回到部落？
大概也要10几天到20几天啊，最少也要背50公斤到60公斤。
And when
因
they
为
go
这个
into
路
the
程很
mountain
遥远，
range,
所以大家
it
会
would take
如果
at
背很
least
少的话，这个
10
时
to
间很
20
可惜
days.
所以大家都尽量背重一点，背多一点下山这样。
爱玉子果冻甜甜的美味背后，是卢凯族人辛酸的生活
So
滋
this
味
is。how you would do later, okay? You rub it in the water.
为了有更丰厚的收成，赖梦传与族人也会往更深山前进，也就是我们要寻找的台湾山巨木林。
起来哦，这边等一下还要系，不能当枕头这个。
Okay, thank you. So everybody enjoys the video? Okay. So now we're finally. I know I like to talk. Sorry. Okay. About how to make aiyu. Then there would be a bucket of water on your table, and then you will have there will be some aiyus inside a cloth bag, a bag, and you rub that bag like you're washing your clothes in the water for about 20 minutes. So everybody just takes turn, okay? And maybe we won't have enough time to wait for the aiyu to be ready. So after the DIY, we can have some taste of some pre-made aiyu by Pyna. Okay? So, want to get started? And remember to wash your hands, okay? Yeah, 乖乖, wash your hands. Yeah, it means behave. Can can everyone just gather on 3 tables? Or yeah, 3 tables would be enough. Yeah. So and everybody could be closer. Actually, I think we can have 4 tables. Yeah, 4 tables, then that would be fine. 4 tables. And then we'll go to each table. We will go to each table to show you the Aiyu, and you can touch it, and then you can put several spoons, 4 spoons into the bag you're going to have, and then you can start the rubbing. Okay? If you don't know how to rub it, Pyna would help you. So we start from this table. Remember to tie to the back, okay? Tie to the back. Hello. So we have some ready-made Aiyu here on the table. So you will be given a cup and a spoon, and you can come here to help yourself with some Aiyu, okay? And the sauce is lemon, passion fruits, and honey. Okay. And thanks. Another applause to Pyna is would be only about because of her.